Hello, beautiful Sirian Starseeds. This is Indigo Angel, and I have been attuning to the Sirius collective super quantumly, consciously, with this full intent over the last 2 weeks. And I could feel Sirian energies really start to present and become fully conscious. And I usually start to realize this like a couple weeks before I actually film the energy reading, because I start to feel the collective calling to me. I start to have activations and awakenings, and it starts to slowly integrate itself into my consciousness. And so I've spent the last 2 weeks really attuning to Sirian energies. And I've realized that my connection to Sirius runs very deep, just as deep as it can go, really. Sirius was the first collective that I can actually ever really remember opening up to on an unconscious level. When I look back at my ascension, when I look back at my awakening, I see aspects of Sirius in my third dimensional perception. Really started to tune into it though as I expanded more into the 10th, 11th, 12th dimensional houses, interdimensional aspects of myself. And I started to expand into the Sirian galactic aspects, but I was unconscious of that at the time. But now that I look back at my third dimensional experiences, I can see that it was the first collective that I actually ever remember opening up to. When I was still ascending in the foundational dimensions in my ascension, so fully activated DNA, 12-dimensional chakra body expansion, consciousness, awareness, integration. But I had not yet expanded into galactics on any level. So like I saw Sirius in my 3D perceptions while I was having 12-dimensional experiences, but I was not yet expanded into galactic consciousness. So Sirius is very serious. It would essentially come to visit me, but I always looked at it like it was so foreign. It was so outside of me. And now that I've had heart consciousness expansion and I've attuned to this collective energy and expanded into galactic consciousness, I can fully see how Sirius was the first collective to present to me and has been with me all along. And now I get to hear, see, and feel it in my daily life. So it's pretty incredible. So if you are attuned to Sirius similarly to me, that's really beautiful. I know that, a lot of you ascended beings, soul-embodied beings, are definitely tuned to Sirius. And if you're not, that's okay too. As you expand more in love, light, knowledge, and purity, you'll gain more of these gifts and abilities and access to see the unseen. And it's a journey and it's a process. And if you're intentionally doing this, which I intentionally do, you just have to have patience, because it is the active force between visualization and manifestation. So that's truly beautiful, and I'm honestly thankful in so many ways for the gift that Sirius has activated in me. It has been beyond healing, beyond nurturing, compassionate, merciful, profound, mighty. The energies of Sirius radiate the divine feminine archetypes. So as Sirius is legend through civilizations to hold the divine feminine template, specifically Sirius A, the brightest star in the night sky, because we attune to the collective stars' energies. Sirius A is holding the reputation of birthing the Messiah. So the sun on the winter solstice, when the sun completely aligns to Sirius and the 3 stars in Orion's belt, Sirius is holding the feminine and Orion holding the masculine. So many divine feminine archetypes deities have been very strong, very present in my quantum field as I attune more to the Sirius collective. So the more that I'm attuning to this collective star, I'm having a lot of divine feminine archetypes come through. Like I'm holding them very strongly and very present in my quantum field. Attuning, embodying, and channeling Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Isis, White Tara. White Tara, I've been feeling this present lately. The more that I get into this Tibetan, deity of beauty and all-encompassing compassion and mercy. So I've been feeling really like I'm walking on this magical cloud of strength and wisdom and beauty from these energies of enlightenment, of love and light, but also tuning my senses to this predominantly patriarchal society and really seeing the programming, the generational programming, the ancestral programming, the parental programming in the divine feminine template. I feel like we hold it even within the divine feminine template. Not only do we as divine feminines tend to like point the finger at the masculine and be like, you like force this patriarchal society on the divine feminine, but I feel like we hold this programming within the divine feminine as well. And like the divine feminine really needs to look within to see this programming that we hold within too. Because I've been seeing the suppression, the brainwashing, the denying of our truth, the denying of recognition of being the divine masculine's equal opposite amongst society and the extra dimensional collective. So what I mean by that is like this generational programming, this parental programming. Like I work in a nonprofit where, I'm with a lot of elderly people, and like the conversations I'll have with some of the elderly women, it's like they were raised so indebtedly to the man that it's all a part of their ancestral, generational, parental programming that was installed in them. And it's like, we're like generationally healing from these aspects. So it's definitely pretty powerful when you start to get into the energetic perceptions of the matriarchal and the patriarchal ruling of eras, which we've had matriarchal societies, and I don't think just a complete matriarchal society is like the answer either. But regardless of the expression of our society and culture as patriarchal, the divine feminine has reigned in previous eras, like I said, and still lives deep in the heart chakra of all beings on planet Earth. So both masculine and feminine physical bodies hold a feminine template within them regardless of gender identification. Especially because Cancer rules the fourth foundational house in astrology, which is the heart and the home and the rightful placement of the moon. So Cancer, also being the closest astrological sign to Sirius, which resides in the Canis Major and the Canis Minor constellation. So Cancer plays a huge piece to Sirius. And these are my constellation cards, but you can see Cancer. The message is distract. And I also have my Canis Major dominance. Distract and dominate. So my moon is in Cancer, so I instinctually feel, and like I said, I can see now how that I've attuned to this Sirius energy, that I can see where it's been in my life, my entire journey to become through my spiritual awakening fully conscious. So if your sun or moon is in Cancer, you will predominantly feel compelled to call Sirius your starseed origins. Also specifically birthdays June 28th through July 7th and July 18th through 25th. So a little bit of Leo as well, kind of caught it on the cusp there with the 25th, but also Gemini too. So the Canis dogs are like this, and then Cancer is kind of off to the side, and I think Gemini's off over to this side here. So, like I said, Cancer, Gemini, Leo, you're going to highly resonate as a Sirian starseed. But it's always best to check your natal chart. If Cancer, Leo, or even Gemini present predominantly in other placements, you're going to highly resonate Sirian over other DNA, other genetic species, over other physical and non-physical extra-dimensional terrestrials and collective energy. And also, if anybody follows me on my Facebook page, Indigo Angel, I did write an article on my Facebook page about the cosmic whale grandmother and the messages from Sirius and how interconnected Sirius is to cetaceans. So whales, dolphins, amphibious, mermaids, beings of water. If any of you have heard of the Dogon tribe, they received many messages from Sirius B, and this culture would say that whales would fly from Sirius and like from space and then fly into the ocean. So like the Dogons highly resonated with the cetaceans, and not even just the Dogons, but just Sirius energy has anchored into the planet through the cetaceans. So remember earlier when I told you that Sirian energy is really special and unique in the fact that it can anchor into the 3D physical world. It is one of the only collectives that can actually do that, because Arcturians, Pleiadians, Orions, like they're typically 4th dimensional through 9th dimensional physical and non-physical beings. So essentially Sirius, since it is the brightest star in our night sky other than our sun, it has anchored into our physical reality through cetaceans, through the amphibious species, through water. So I deeply feel that I'm being guided to say that, you know, water is a feminine quality representing the womb, the cycles of the moon, heart chakra. So you can see how embedded Sirius is to us. It's essentially the most influential star other than our sun. So Sirius feels like, well, I mean, like, so Sirius is like governing this heart chakra, and they say consciousness began with the first heartbeat. So really, like, we're beating Sirius with every heartbeat. Like, I think of things like this too. In the physical 3D woman body, it's essentially the portal from the non-physical consciousness to physical consciousness. Our womb is the way station, and I presume Sirius to also be this way station, the black mass of the feminine, to the first breath, essentially. So if you're trying to attune more to Sirius, dolphin and whale meditations can bring you into that aquatic frequency band, and even connecting with wolves, as the Canis Major and the Canis Minor are called the dogs. So strength, protection, courage. So if you're connecting to wolves as a power animal, this is a clear indication that you are expanding galactically into Sirius. Many dedicated Sirian lightworkers that I've tapped into in some groups on Facebook, they call themselves elves. So electromagnetic low frequency. Essentially, they've attuned to like the Schumann resonance, and once again, like this divine feminine empowerment of Gaia and her breath and her heartbeat. So like the Sirian elves is like basically saying that you're conscious of the Schumann resonance and you resonate with that as your priority, as a starseed, as a light worker. And we're anchoring in this Sirian collective galactic consciousness, elevating the collective and giving to the collective by contributing to expansion of heart chakra consciousness, which is coming from the Schumann resonance. So it's kind of a tongue twister, but So I often see the wolf in meditation as an aspect of my ego, my protector, my boundary enforcer, as Sirius infiltrates many aspects of the multidimensional me and you. So be very open-minded and try not to think so linearly, so logically. Expanding into these multidimensional realms and higher self aspects of yourself will lead you to animal spirit, will lead you to connecting to mermaids or things that might seem fantasizal or imaginative. But this is really like your entrance and opening of the door to those interdimensional light beings that are here to assist humanity. So like I told you, the quality about Sirians is they work in the third dimensional physical plane, unlike Orions, Arcturians, Pleiadians, which are like fourth dimension through the ninth dimension. So they have a very unique quality, and you know, if you're carrying, if you or someone you know is carrying mostly predominant human aspects, it may be perceiving Sirius more in the dream state. But their energy is anchored into the planet on this physical plane through the cetaceans, the whales, and the dolphins. So the Sirian starseeds inherently recall memories of Mayans, Egyptians, and Atlantean eras as well, just because, you know, Sirius has worked with all of those civilizations, and so it is in their genetic coding. It is in their DNA, and therefore has been programmed into ours. So Sirius is just like integrated, like anchored into us on so many different levels. And it's really cool. It's really special. It's really amazing. And today I'm going to give an energy reading for those of you who are resonating as a Sirian starseed. And I hope y'all enjoy. And I just wanted to show too here, I love the glares I have, so awesome. When I'm talking about expanding into these 12th dimensional realms, like, okay, so I love to use the chakras for the explanation of this because it's one way to access it is through meditation, actually visualizing the chakra, visualizing the color, knowing what each chakra does and what they're for, really helps you get into understanding the subtlety of the energy body. So 7th dimensional chakras would be your root to your crown. 12th dimensional is going to bring you outside of the body, but also below the feet into Mother Gaia. Okay, so like if I had one down here, which I do. So it's going to bring you down below her feet here too, because you're expanding. So you're going to go, you know, below and above. But this would be fully expanded consciousness. The foundational dimensions of Earth are 12. Some will argue 13. We could say 12 or 13. You know, it could go either way. There's technically 13 dimensional astrological houses. How and where in history that got mixed up and messed up, I don't think anybody's ever really going to know, to be honest. But so this is what I'm talking about. You're essentially redirecting your energies. Instead of projecting energies, you become conscious and fully aware of energies. So you redirect energies to go interdimensional through the heart chakra. This is where the expansion happens and you open up dimensions within yourself. So this is when I'm saying going through my expansion, going through my spiritual journey, my awakening, my transcendence, my regression. I accessed this ability through the chakra column at first, and that then expanded into other aspects of realizing, you know, other dimensions of houses and how dimensions are created and constructed and how they're all simultaneous and parallel to one another. But this is essentially what this kind of like looks like, so you can have an idea. Now, once you expand into galactics, you're up here. You've expanded through these different, you're understanding color, ray, and light encodements. You understand the focus of each color and what they're providing to the third dimensional culmination point. So you're able to understand light language. You're able to visualize, your clairaudiency, your clairvoyancy, your clairsentience. All of your senses are heightened and attuned. When I talk about plasma body expansion, plasma consciousness, this is where you've expanded essentially within so far that like you actually are hearing what your blood is telling you. You're visualizing cells and atoms and nucleus and structures and meditations. You're seeing visually, interdimensionally what your plasma is trying to tell you. That's plasma consciousness. So it's a process of purification ultimately, but that's what I was just trying to help clarify a few things, because I know I start talking about some things that might just seem out there. But yeah, I hope that helps. So today is Saturday, March 7th, and the moon is in Capricorn. So fun, lots of responsibility, grounding energies within our subconscious. And I'm going to read today out of the Sirian STARSEED, the Angels of Atlantis, and the Psychic Tarot. I'm going to actually pull some cards at the end because I have some questions that I'm going to ask specifically for Sirian Starseeds, and we'll see what the Divine Oracle Council decides to show for us today. So I'm excited to do that, and let's get going. Okay, Sirian Starseed. So I'm going to start here. This column is the physical aspects, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And the first card to present is the Eight of Flames. And the Eight of Flames is basically all about making some quick, decisive action in your physical. So in your 3D reality, you're actually having to make some decisions, or you could be receiving some messages that are making you have to make some decisions. This really could be also about finishing a project or reaching a goal. So basically you're just, as a starseed, you're integrating a lot of this creative fire, and it's like igniting this flaming pinwheel of fireworks. You can kind of see like you're ignited right now. With everything out in front and all these creative ideas, it's celebrated and it's exciting, but it's also like this pure combustion. Like you might even like be ready to explode. So like this decision that you're having to make, it's a spiritual aspect of you. So it probably is about your soul journey, your soul mission. So you're kind of in this space as a starseed where you're having trouble probably grounding on earth, because I know I feel that way a lot too. So your emotional body becomes extremely heightened, your spiritual body becomes extremely heightened, and you're anchoring in this mission right now. So you have a lot of fire that's kind of coming to this culmination point, and you're having to make some decisions. Just know that this card also kind of represents strength, and it's interesting because strength came up over here too as well. So divine feminine energies, Sirian starseeds, you know, archetypal mother goddess deities. There's a lot that's, I almost feel like this energy of compassion and mercy is just coming to play in the collective right now, as more of this divine feminine energy awakens and activates in all of our fields. It's definitely conspiring us to make a lot of decisions in the 3D. And so the card that presents next to go with that physical aspect for you, Sirian Starseed, is the Heart Chakra, and the message is empathy, and the Archangel is Raphael. So like I said, heart chakra, fully in tuned and dialed into the Sirian Starseed. Like, this is the aspect of you that you just cannot deny. Like, your heart beats with every beat of like Sirian heart chakra consciousness, and providing and anchoring in a lot of empathy right now, a lot of compassion, sympathy, caring for others, coming from a place of your higher self and not so much from your ego, really stepping into that empowerment of seeing the ego, and allowing your heart chakra and your compassion and your empathy to be your priority when it comes to making these decisions of spirit. Okay, so like, you're pumping with spirit with every heartbeat, and you're ready to do some pretty incredible things right now. It's just really also grounding and connecting to Mother Gaia. I went to Colorado Springs recently, and just having that amazing Schumann resonance, the goddess Gaia energy from the mountains, getting close to all these fabulous crystals, going to the Garden of the Gods. If anybody seen my video Spiritual Journeys with Narnia Babies, check it out, because I filmed the Garden of the Gods, and just really connecting to earth is going to fill that heart chakra within you, so that way you can make these decisions. So the next card to present is going to be the Six of Orbs. Okay. And this card is about transition and moving away from something in your past. And I know I had mentioned before, and this is why this is the Sirian. So this is the Sirian seal. And I actually wrote a piece on my Indigo Angel Facebook page, if anyone wants to check it out, about activating the Sirian copper seal within your energy field. So that's why I have some copper jewelry on, is because it's amazing energy conductor for the activated plasma conscious light worker, Starseed. So it's really going to help you transmute and process energies and help you conduct energies. But the Six of Orbs ultimately is like, yeah, you're kind of sad because you're leaving something behind. But you do have anticipation because there is an accelerated momentum pushing you forward. And this is in your mental aspect. So this is what your mind is thinking about most of the time, is the walking away from something, but you see the light, you see the positivity, you see what's to be gained. And so you're forging forward in this aspect in your mind, and you're not letting anything stop you right now. So Archangel Raziel is the energy center to present with that message, and that's the third eye, okay? And the message is faith. So really, the third eye is beautiful. It's ruled by the foundational house Virgo. So a very psychic foundation, a very psychic sign, a very psychic chakra. This is where we see, this is where we hold our intuition, our faith. A lot of people might think that this is a higher self aspect of you, but this is like your vision. This is like how you see. It's like your filter from the higher dimensional realms. And a lot comes from the lower dimensional chakras as well. A lot of vision and gifts come from like the solar plexus and the root, but that's often passed to the third eye. For you to messages and visions and tuning into like new holographic realities and anchoring them into your culmination point all starts in these higher dimensional realms. And so the third eye is kind of like your binoculars, or like the place where you see. As you expand into these aspects of yourself, you're going to hold many secrets of God that are going to come to fruition. Like I said, you're going to have the visions, you're going to have the perception, you're going to have the psychic abilities coming more online. but the universal mysteries are supporting you right now, and the synchronicities are supporting you right now. So I would say definitely don't look back from whatever this is. Just keep on going, because the universe is supporting you right now, and that's why the message is faith, ultimately. So the next card to present is the Sage of Flames, and this is in your emotional body, Sirian Starseed, and it's kind of fascinating to me that this card presents for the Sirian Starseed reading, because I just posted a thing on Kuan Yin the other night, and I swear this is like a total Kuan Yin archetype. The sage is the feminine goddess, it's the medicine woman, it's the shaman, the female archetype for the shaman. It's the complete mother compassion of spirit. So really three highly spiritual aspect cards presented. So the Eight of Flames, the Sage of Flames, and Strength. So serious, like, I just feel like my heart chakra is burning. Like, I feel like my heart chakra is on fire, and it's coming from the Divine Feminine Collective right now. And so the energy center to back that up is the heart chakra and its earth force. So like I said, healing those heart energies, connecting and grounding to Gaia, getting out to nature. If you can't do this, use aromatherapy, use Palo Santo, use cedar, use sage. Just go hug a tree if you can. Take your shoes off and make sure you walk in the dirt. Make sure you feel the sunshine every day. Like, oh my gosh, just 10 minutes of just sunbathing where you can just feel quiet and peaceful and feel that subtlety of the integration of the photonic light into your physical body is so healing, so nurturing. And this is what this earth force is all about. It's this heart consciousness expansion to encompass this with this full goddess, radiant Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, goddess Isis, white Tara energy, and really kind of stepping into that empowerment as the divine feminine and holding this as an equal opposite to the divine masculine. This is the yin to the yang. So to not be disregarded or placed underneath or beneath the masculine template in any way. We have to be that divine balance of alchemical union within ourselves, especially if you're trying to heal. Well, anytime really, it's not just then or there, but you have to embrace where you're at on your journey and not be hard on yourself, and know that you are enough wherever you're at too. So these are just stepping stones and tools that can help you to expand you in that emotional aspect, in that healing of the emotional body of the divine feminine template within you, whether you're masculine or feminine. So in the spiritual aspect of the Sirian Starseed, the message is really embodying your courage, your patience, your kindness, your confidence, and your willpower for these decisions you're having to make in your physical right as we speak. And so you're really kind of owning this I am presence with Archangel Michael. Your crown chakra is fully expanded and activated and awakened. You're aware of your divine presence. You're aware of your divinity. You're aware of your sovereignty. You are this cosmic leader right now, and you need to really pay attention to those who are looking at you, because we forget that children are looking at us. We forget that, because we get sometimes caught up in the energies that are the most intense for us. And as multidimensional beings, we're not saying we can't see all these other perceptions and possible outcomes and other dimensional realities that we're creating in the holographic field. We can see these, but what we're saying is that sometimes we get caught up in the experience that is the most intense for us. And so when that happens, we're actually clearing a programming. So to clear this programming and to not project energies, we need to go within ourselves and transmute this. And that's where we embody this strength, this courage, this willpower. The true fighter, the true spiritual warrior is the one who doesn't suffer in silence, but transmutes their own energies to not drag anybody else through it with them, essentially. It's owning and taking responsibility for your energy body. A little bit more about the Crown Chakra. When you become conscious, aware, activated of this chakra, you have a lot of higher mind realizations. This is where you're probably getting major downloads, major upgrades, major divine presence in your 3D physical reality. So like when I'm floating on a crown chakra high, I'm basically like anchored in at the 5th dimension in my 3rd dimensional experience and perception. And that can be hard for humans to be around. Those who are predominantly human aspects, they struggle to, because as much as we want to pull them up to our vibration, sometimes they're just not there. So there's some things that go into play with that, and I can talk about them another time. But just know that when you're essentially floating in 5D, you're feeling righteous. Your presence is most felt. You are merciful, like this sage of flames. Compassion and mercy. I mean, we carry these wands of fire and spirit. We are this divine feminine archetype of spirit, and that's exactly what the Sirian Starseed represents to me. So I couldn't have asked for a better turnout of cards that were pulled. And then also the cetacean, which represents moving forward, because we are at a place right now in our reality that we need to make a choice and move forward. And I feel the excitement in it because I see the heart chakra expansion, I see the vision of the 3rd eye, and I see the confirmation of the I am presence. Okay, so to wrap up the reading, I'm going to actually pull some cards right out of the deck. And I'm going to actually just ask a couple questions for your galactic self. Because as expanded multidimensional beings, we have our human self, we have our higher self, and we have our galactic self. And we know our human all too well, and we know our higher self pretty well as well. But we're still growing up as higher self beings. We're still growing up as these anchored in soul embodied beings. And so we don't get to hear or see or feel all of our galactic messages because we're expanding into this. You know, I've attuned to only so many collectives, and so I'm just going to ask a couple questions that hopefully give us some divine guidance for our galactic being. So, what is your mirror right now? Like, what is in front of you that you need to see? Okay. So the card that presents is destiny. So right now, you're being asked to look within yourself as your own mirror to see your destiny, to provide these new beginnings. And that's so beautiful. It's because in the reading, we had so much spiritual aspects. We had so much of those wands and sage, goddess, divine feminine archetypal energy. And like, this is our destiny as Sirian Starseeds, like to step into this number 1 in numerology, which is new beginnings, which is the magician, which is really stepping into your creative space and owning that and being that. And going through these phases of that, and not giving up, and know that you are that divine essence, that divine presence, and that is your mirror right now. You're being asked to see your destiny. Okay. And what do you desire to manifest? Okay. So you desire some rest and some rejuvenation. You're desiring to ground to nature, and I think we saw that in the reading as well, with the heart chakra presenting twice. So one way for you to manifest this destiny is to go within and rest and rejuvenate and rebuild your strengths. If you're looking for yourself in other people, you're looking for your destiny in other people, you're essentially draining your energy. You will not find that in somebody else. You have to go and within, and you have to rejuvenate. You have to isolate, and you have to ask your higher self to show you these answers. The conscious and the unconscious mind has this incredible ability to heal itself. So you just have to start listening to that inner voice to manifest what you want. How are higher galactic light beings assisting you? See, you can't even make that up. They're assisting you through the heart chakra. If you're expanding into, let's say you've already expanded into galactic, so you've already had Stargate portals open within the body, but let's say you're still ascending, let's say you're still climbing up the ascension ladder and you've yet to experience a Stargate portal. Know that your heart chakra is your interdimensional Stargate portal to the galactic realms. So Sirian is trying to attune and connect to you through the heart chakra, through the emotions, through the water, through the intuition, through the consciousness of every heartbeat. It is trying to slow you down to the subtleties of the Schumann resonance, to the heart chakra of the planet, aligning to that 7.83 hertz, and feel the infiltration of this healing that Mother Gaia is trying to give to you through the heart chakra and also through your galactic. Because here's one thing I've been guided to say is how as a starseed, we essentially feel lost on earth a lot. We feel ungrounded. We feel up in these higher dimensional realms. We're living there and we're not grounding. This is confirmation that we need to ground. You need to honor your physical body, your human body, just as much as you honor your galactic starseed origins. And because you're 100% human, you're 100% physical body. So in order to create balance and harmony and actually ascend into these higher interdimensional galactic realms where you're experiencing your starseed origins, you're going to have better results if you're grounding into the heart chakra, into the earth first and foremost as a priority, equally and oppositely to your galactic starseeds. So that is beautiful. So my last question is going to be, are we clearing? No, let me think here. How can we clear karmic patterns? So the message is authority. And this is also the Emperor. This is divine masculine energy. This is grounding. This is that moon in Capricorn, reconnecting us to the divine masculine. So the masculine saying, hey, like, aspect of you, like, I'm here to lay down some authoritative energy and maybe reestablish some boundaries. I could tell you earlier when I was talking about the wolf and how I see the wolf because the Canis Major and the Canis Minor are called the dogs. And so Sirius carries this wolf energy. That's really about stepping into your, I don't want to say protection, because protection can also be a very human aspect, a very physical, conscious aspect. But just know that sometimes this is needed to establish healthy boundaries, so that way you can spend your time expanding into the heart chakra and resting and rejuvenate and asking to see your destiny. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching my reading today, and I'm gonna just go ahead and like clear this energy because I really felt like it needed to be cleared. So I just wanted to pull this card back up here and show you strength, because I really felt that it kind of embodies the message for the Sirian Starseed Collective. So I'm just going to wrap up my reading, but I wanted to say, so this is all about stepping into the divine feminine empowerment, being a pillar of complete strength, wisdom, earth goddess, medicine woman, sage, knowing our might and essence is equal opposite to our divine counterpart. And we stand united in that might, that our love is profound and giving, nurturing, compassionate, visually, etherically, and spiritually. Own the divine feminine archetype in our quantum field. I am Mother Mary. I am Goddess Isis. I am Kuan Yin. I am Mary Magdalene. Know that I hold these templates within me energetically. So if you feel that your divine feminine energies are being suppressed, stand in your strength. Stand in creating firm boundaries. And don't lose vision of how the interdimensional physical and non-physical beings are trying to communicate with you, how Gaia is trying to communicate with you. It's through the heart chakra. So I hope you all enjoyed this reading, and I'm feeling an attuning coming on to Pleiades. Pleiades is starting to reach out to me, so I think that's going to be my next collective energy reading. So I hope everyone has a beautiful day and enjoyed this energy attunement and reading for the collective Sirian Starseed. Thank you and have a beautiful day.